Restructure. Audiobook. Written and spoken by Athina Miller. Our mental power is everything. Thoughts are powerful. Period. Our thoughts are everything. I don't think most of us just don't realize how powerful our thoughts are, and that our thoughts dictate our literal life. Everything you say to yourself will come true. So let's think about it. Restructuring our thoughts. That means paying attention to what we think. So if we want to restructure our life, personal life, love life, work life, there are 3 things to pay attention to. The stage of life that you're in, that's one. And the reason that is important is because we have to have grace for the different ages. When you're younger, there are different things that are acceptable. There are some things that are unacceptable when age is coming, when you're as you're growing. Let me just say that. What I was looking for, the words that I was looking for was coming of age. So there are certain things that are slightly, if not completely, unacceptable when you're certain ages. And a few of those things are like, just to give an example, when you're young, there are certain things you can say that are slightly inappropriate, but we say, oh, they're kids. So we let it slide. Certain things that are inappropriate things to say, children have no filter. But when you get of age, you have to learn, what do they say? Read the room. So yeah, when we become different ages and hit those different stages, there are certain things that we have to learn. We have to learn those different stages and have graces for those different stages. So that's one really important thing, I think, to consider when we're thinking of our mental power and the thoughts that we're having. Restructuring our thought process is imperative when it comes to these different stages. And my point is this: through those different stages, we have to have grace, because someone is obviously where you were years ago, but we know that information, so we get upset because we know better. But I think the beautiful thing is when we have grace for those that are in the spaces that we used to be in, not frustration. And tough love works, but there's ways to do that in healthy, there's versions of that are healthy. And my next thing is habits. We have to pay attention to the habits we have if we want to restructure our life. We have to pay attention to what we're doing on a regular daily basis. And it's the most beautiful thing when you can change your habits because you want to, not because you're being forced to. The only way you can do that, though, is to pay attention to yourself. And this is the most beautiful thing about life, I think. One of the most beautiful things about life is that each human teaches another human something. We may feel like, oh man, that was a terrible relationship, or oh man, that was a terrible friendship, or oh man, that family member is awful to us. But those people taught us something imperative. How you want to be treated is just as important in knowing how you do not and will not be treated, what is unacceptable to you, right? So the last thing I want to leave this audiobook with is being present. That's one of my biggest things, is restructuring our brain takes being present in the right now to realize what not to do, to realize who to become and what to become and why we are becoming the newest version of ourselves. It's important. So our stages, our habits, and being present, those three things, start paying attention to those things, y'all, because it's the only way we can begin to restructure a new life. Those things have to be paid attention to. If they are ignored in any way, shape, or form, change will be hard. Harder than it has to be. And the thing is you will either experience it yourself or you can learn from other people. The choice is yours. And I just want to say thank you so much for listening and taking the time to invest in yourself and learn, because, we can learn from each other. Thank you so much, and have a blessed life, because you deserve it. Blessings. Copywritten, Athina Miller.